In the Commonwealth Hospital, Carol walked through the lobby carrying flowers. Given our knowledge of Carol, it was evident that this woman was about to take action again.
Oh gosh, I am such a klutz.
Carol does remain the strong woman she is. Subsequently, Carol quietly slipped into the archives. She's here because she saw Ezekiel in pain this morning and she's worried about him. Carol went to ask Ezekiel herself and got a good answer. However, the more Ezekiel reassured her, the more worried Carol became. This prompted her to discreetly enter the archives with the intention of examining his medical records. After a thorough search, Carol successfully located the file labeled with Q number 147. Upon opening the medical records, she found a densely written description of Ezekiel's condition. At that moment, someone entered the room, prompting her to quickly step aside and hide. However, upon recognizing the newcomer as Tommy, Yumiko's brother, Carol ceased her concealment. Due to their acquaintance through Yumiko, Carol straightforwardly explained her purpose. With a tone of sadness, Carol said, "I know Ezekiel's condition is severe and requires surgery. I also know that the Commonwealth has a large population and there is a waiting list. I want to know how long it will take to get in line for number 147. Tommy, taking the medical file, quickly scanned its contents and candidly replied, "Indeed, the wait is substantial. It might take a year or even two. Patients are unaware of their queue positions. Please do not disclose this information to anyone else or we could all be in trouble." With tears in her eyes, Carol folded away her emotions.
He knows the odds aren't good. But he doesn't know there's likely no chance he'll get the surgery unless, by some miracle, he moves up the line.
Tommy's words served as a wake-up call, making her realize that to miraculously advance in the queue, one needed the influence of those in higher positions. Exiting the hospital, Carol lingered near Pamela's office building, contemplating how to approach the influential woman. She happened to spot Lance holding a box and conversing with Pamela's secretary. Apparently, Pamela was hosting a party that evening, and Lance's prepared items were deemed subpar, leading to his frustration, causing him to discard them in a trash bin. Curiosity led Carol to inspect the discarded items, revealing a collection of red wine. An idea formed in her mind. After a while, Carol discreetly left the Commonwealth and found a pre-apocalypse wine shop. Her goal was simple: find high-quality red wine to establish a connection with Lance. But after so many years since the end of the world, the shop has long been emptied of wine. Fortunately, the observant Carol found a shipping manifest that indicated the location of a wine cellar. She searched throughout the city, spending an hour until she finally located the cellar. Luck was on her side. The shelves were almost full of wine, covered in thick dust, suggesting it hadn't been visited in a long time. With these wines, Ezekiel might have a chance. Carol intended to select some high-quality ones to bring back. Suddenly, zombies struggled against the shelves, causing them to collapse, and the wine bottles on top shattered on the ground. Carol drew her dagger and couldn't let the zombies destroy the other shelves. Just after she finished one zombie, there were two more behind her. Firstly, she tripped the zombie in front of her with a piece of wood and killed it with a knife. But the zombie behind her jumped on her body and dropped her dagger on the ground. Pinned to the ground without a weapon, she spotted a wine opener on a nearby table. Half an hour later, Lance was still in his office, stressed about the wine situation. As someone who climbed to his current position based on merit rather than being part of the Milton family, he didn't want to leave a negative impression on Pamela, fearing he might be replaced one day. At that moment, Carol walked in without saying a word and placed a box of wine on the table. Lance, slightly surprised, approached and examined the wine. The quality met his requirements, and he finally felt relieved.
How did you know? So you found a way to get outside the walls, huh?
My mother always taught me to be observant.
Carol neither admitted nor denied anything, and Lance chose not to pursue the matter, instead asking her what she wanted.
What do you want from me?
I have a friend who's waiting for surgery and I need you to get him to the front of the line.
That's a big ask. Difficult stuff.
Not for you.
First things first. I need to make sure this wine goes over well.
I will.
As long as the wine is popular tonight, Ezekiel's business will be solved. In the evening, the wine was delivered to the banquet, where Magna happened to be working as a server. Since her pre-apocalyptic past wasn't glamorous, that's what she was assigned to do. On the contrary, her girlfriend Yumiko had achieved a significant status within the Commonwealth.
Want some wine? I hear it's really good.
In such gatherings, ordinary people were usually limited to greeting guests at the entrance and were not qualified to join the festivities. Sebastian, dressed impeccably, walked down the red carpet. He suddenly noticed Daryl at the innermost part of the venue and smiled as he helped him adjust his clothes. Rosita teased Daryl, saying that Sebastian disliked him, accompanied by a smirk that implied a less-than-friendly sentiment from the young man.
Wow. He hates you. It was a hate smile.
Daryl, understanding the situation well, couldn't deny the animosity that the kid harbored towards him. Suddenly, the greeters erupted into enthusiastic applause. Lance hadn't expected to be so well received. However, his expression changed when he realized that the applause was for Michael. Facing the compliments from the girls, Michael was somewhat at a loss for words, so he quietly came to Princess and said, "I hate this kind of social occasion. It's very boring. Do you want to go in with me?" Princess, straightforward by nature, had a good impression of Michael and agreed. "Love, here it comes."
There's a dress code? Name?
She's with me.
The man gave a blank stare and had to get out of the way. The commander was not someone he could afford to offend. Inside, Princess was captivated by the luxurious surroundings. Spotting her old friend Yumiko, she rushed over to greet her. Lance, dressed in a pink outfit, spotted Pamela and approached with a flattering smile to greet her. However, before they could exchange more than a few words, Pamela made an excuse about having to give a speech and walked away. It seemed that, despite Lance's high status, he wasn't part of the Milton family. Pamela greeted Connie in passing with her assistant. They knew each other from the pre-apocalyptic days when Connie was a well-known and upright journalist. As they conversed, a waiter observed them intently, seemingly eager to engage in conversation. After a brief exchange, Pamela prepared to leave. The man hastily put down his tray. The waiter looked a bit sad when he was rejected, and after a couple of glances, he could only turn around and go back to his work as a waiter. Princess and Yumiko noticed this scene and found the man familiar. Princess suddenly remembered him as the soldier she had fought at the train station. Could it be that he had ended up as a waiter because of that incident? If so, Princess felt a pang of guilt. Meanwhile, Lance took center stage, signaling for quiet. As the host of the banquet, he delivered a brief opening speech and invited the guest of honor to address the audience. Pamela gracefully walked up to the stage, met with applause from the audience. Only the waiter's expression remained somber. Pamela then expressed gratitude for everyone's presence and shared a special item for their enjoyment. Her assistant unveiled an exquisite portrait. Pamela's father, one of the founders of the Commonwealth community. The crowd erupted into applause once again. Pamela continued, thanking her father's sacrifice for the prosperous life they now enjoyed. She emphasized their collective efforts to restore the world to its former state. She believed her father, watching from above, would be immensely proud of today's Commonwealth. How much this place cares for and protects all its citizens.
How much this place protects and cares for all its citizens.
Bullshit! This is bullshit!
Sir, that's
Does
enough.
anyone here really believe the Commonwealth cares for all its citizens? Do you know who I am?
Sir, this isn't the time. Please, you need to stop.
Don't come any closer! Don't come any closer! I just want to talk! Will you please just talk to me? I would have died for this place. What's my name?
I don't know, but I'd like to.
Tyler Davis. I was a trooper. I tried and I tried to reach you. One mistake and I lost everything. I came here to talk to you, to make you listen.
Tyler, I want to listen. Let's talk, just the two of us.
Don't
Just the two
lie!
of us.
This is what you care about. Fancy parties and paintings. People like me were nothing to you. Disposable.
You're wrong, Tyler. I see. I see you're hurting, and I want to fix that. But first, you have to promise not to hurt anyone else. Please put down the knife and let my assistant go.